My name is Marcus. I am 46 years old, living in a quiet little house. The house is in a small town where days pass slowly and nights feel very still. My life is simple. I go to work each morning and come home every evening. After work, I take care of my son, Sam. He is just 13 years old. He is my whole world. Without him, I would be lost in emptiness and silence. My wife Sadie passed away 3 years ago. It was a painful, unforgettable time of loss. I loved her very much. We were deeply happy together, sharing laughter, dreams, and gentle moments. Now it is just me and Sam, trying to rebuild life from broken, fragile pieces. Being a single father is hard, but Sam makes me proud every single passing day. He is smart, kind, and strong, and his smile is the light in my darkness. I have a brother. His name is Miles, and he is younger than me. Miles is a wonderful uncle to Sam. He visits us almost every weekend without fail. He always brings gifts for Sam, and together they laugh, play, and fill the house. They play video games together, go to the park, and share a bond I admire deeply. Sam loves his Uncle Miles very much. Their closeness has always warmed my heart with gratitude. I am thankful for my brother. He helps me a lot and stands by my side. He is not just my brother. He is also my best friend in this world. Our life was quiet, simple, and ordinary. I thought I knew everything about my family. I thought I knew everything about my wife, every detail of her heart and soul. But I was wrong. Terribly wrong. A secret was hidden inside my own familiar house, a secret that would change my life forever. It was waiting for me to discover. One rainy Saturday, I climbed into the attic, determined to clean dust and forgotten corners. It was full of old things, clothes, books, and memories that carried the weight of years. In a corner, I found a large wooden chest. It had once belonged to Sadie. I opened it carefully. Inside were her letters, photographs, and a small leather-bound book. It was her diary. I carried it downstairs, my hands trembling with fear and longing. I sat in my favorite armchair, holding it tightly. A diary is a private thing. But I missed her so much. I wanted to hear her voice once again. I convinced myself that love was stronger than secrets, and her words would only comfort me. I made a cup of tea and slowly began reading her delicate, fading handwriting. The first pages were filled with love and joy, memories of our happiest times together. She wrote about our first date, our wedding day, and her endless devotion to me. I smiled as I read, as if those moments had returned alive within my heart. Her words wrapped around me like warmth, like she was still beside me in that room. Then I turned a page. The date was 13 years ago, just before Sam was born. My wife was gone, but she had left behind a lie, hidden in trembling words. Her handwriting was shaky, filled with fear. The pages carried regret she could no longer contain. She wrote about a time I was away, traveling far for a business trip. I was gone for a week. She stayed alone at home, feeling lonely and sad. My brother Miles came over to check on her. He brought dinner and stayed for company. They talked for a long time. She wrote she was vulnerable and made a terrible mistake. My heart pounded as my eyes raced across the lines, terrified of what would come next. She wrote that she spent the night with my brother. My own brother, Miles. From that night, Sam was conceived. The child I raised was not truly my son. I dropped the diary to the floor. My breath caught, and my chest felt torn open. The world I knew shattered in an instant, leaving only betrayal, sorrow, and unbearable disbelief. Number. It could not be true. This was a nightmare I refused to accept. Sadie loved me. Miles was my brother. They would never do this, never betray my trust. I picked up the diary again. I read the page over and over in shock, but the words did not change. The truth sat there, cruel and impossible to erase. Sam, my son, was not my son. He was my nephew, Miles's child all along. The pain was unbearable. I felt a wave of anger rise against Sadie for her betrayal. Anger burned against Miles, too, for destroying my trust. He was my brother, my protector. He should have defended me, not broken me. He should have guarded my family, not stolen it. I looked at a photo of Sam on the wall. He had my last name. But he had Miles's eyes. He had Miles's smile. It was like a silent confession staring back at me. How did I not see it before? All these years, the truth was right there. I was blind. I was a fool. The lies lived in my house, yet I never questioned them. The next day, Miles came over as usual. He walked in with a big smile. He said, "Hey, brother, how are you?" I wanted to hit him. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell him to get out of my house and never come back. But I just stood there. I could not speak. My throat was locked by pain and betrayal. Sam ran down the stairs. He shouted, "Uncle Miles!" He jumped into my brother's arms. Miles lifted him up and spun him around. They were both laughing like nothing was wrong. Watching them together was like torture. I could see the resemblance so clearly now. It was like looking at a younger version of my brother. Every smile was a cruel reminder. I spent the next few weeks in a daze. I could not eat. I could not sleep. The secret was a heavy weight pressing down on my chest. I avoided Miles. I made excuses when he called. I needed time to think. What was I going to do? My first thought was to reveal the truth. I wanted everyone to know what they did. I wanted Miles to suffer badly. I wanted to expose Sadie's lie. I wanted to set fire to everything they built together. But then I thought about Sam. What would this do to him? He was just a boy, an innocent boy caught in a cruel web of lies. If I told him the truth, his world would be destroyed completely beyond repair. He would find out his mother lied to him. His faith in her would shatter. He would find out that the man he called uncle was actually his father. And the man he called father. What was I then? What would I become? I was the man who raised him, the man who loved him more than life itself. But I was not his biological father. This knowledge would destroy him completely inside. It would ruin his relationship with Miles. And it would ruin his relationship with me. He would be confused and angry. He would never trust either of us again. I could not do that to him. I loved him too much. So I made the hardest decision of my entire life. I chose silence. I decided to keep the secret. I decided to carry this burden alone. I would continue to be Sam's father. I would continue to protect him always. Miles would continue to be his uncle. Our broken family would stay together for Sam. I took Sadie's diary and I burned it. I watched the pages curl into ash. I watched the secret disappear into smoke. But the memory stayed burning inside my chest. It was a painful moment, but it was necessary. I had to let go. I had to bury the past for the sake of the future, for Sam's future. The next weekend, I invited Miles over for dinner. He was surprised but happy. He came over and we ate together. Sam was happy to see us talking. I looked at my brother across the table. I saw the man who betrayed me, but I also saw the man who loved my son with all his heart. I have not forgiven him completely. Maybe I never will, not fully. But I have accepted the situation. I have chosen love over hate. I have chosen family over revenge. Sam is my son. That is my truth, and I will hold on to that truth for the rest of my life. Thanks for watching. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to keep learning with me.